Very good. Good. Good afternoon. Pierce Womack, Deputy Director at Pickens County Emergency Management. Um, Behind me is the trail derailment this afternoon, just outside of Norris. Around 1:30 p.m., our 911 center received multiple reports of a train derailment from some neighbors who live around here. Initially, was dispatched fire, EMS, and law enforcement officials to investigate. Our crews did in fact find the train derailment. Began shutting down the highway. We did a half a mile, just perimeter, just for safety. Hazmat crews began their work investigating the freight cars, everything, talking to the train conductor and other folks, just to check for any hazardous materials. After checking resources, after checking paperwork, no hazardous chemicals were found to be on this train at all. Even the cars that weren't affected by this derailment, there were no hazardous chemicals that were identified by our folks. So again, our perimeter was kind of dropped. Highway 93 was left closed. So over the last several hours, folks have been working just to maintain, making sure nothing begins to leak, making sure that the public stays away. Again, so the train folks can come in and begin their investigation and try to get everything off the tracks and get everything back to normal. There's only one homeowner impacted by this derailment as of right now. Just behind me on the other side of the tracks is a home. And Trekking Lane is a residential street, so those folks are impacted. However, Norfolk Southern are working with those folks to make sure they have the proper needs until their home can be accessible again. Again, I'm not here to represent Norfolk Southern, but we are in contact with them and been meeting with them over the last several hours, and they don't anticipate any problems, don't anticipate any evacuations in the near future. Everything seems to be good here. The cleanup crews are just going to have to work for the next several days to get things back to normal. DHEC, other agencies have been out here with us today. Everybody doing their part. Everybody worked very well together. Again, it's a great response by the response community. Everybody worked very well together. No major incidents, no injuries at all by first responders or anyone involved on the train or folks near the train tracks. So again, at 1:30 this afternoon, this occurred. Crews will be working over the next couple of days to try to get things back to normal. Any questions?
There's been several derailments in the upstate over the last year or so. I'm not sure there's been many, if not any, on the mainline Norfolk Southern track. Do you have any clue, or if you've got any updates on what would cause this level of a derailment?
I do not know. About 10 years ago, we had a derailment just about a half a mile from here that lasted for quite some time, a little bit more severe than this one. But we do not know what caused it. This is a main rail line, as you mentioned, around 24 rail cars. Also, one Amtrak, I think it's two Amtraks in the morning and the evening travel this track. So a lot of activity here. The rail company will be working as quick as they can and as safely as they can to get things back to normal.
Is this the last road to reopen?
Yes, this is the last road to reopen. It should open up within the next 10 or 15 minutes. Folks are urged to try to avoid this area. We know this is a main rail line, and it's Wednesday evening. Obviously, a lot of folks will be traveling to church and other activities. So if you do travel this road, try to slow your speed. Be careful, look out for folks. A lot of heavy equipment will be moving in and out of this area tonight to begin this cleanup process.
Any clue what the cleanup process is going to look like? I know we've got like at least 13 cars and rail and things like that. What's going to be brought in, how's it going to be impacted?
Yeah, our folks identified about 13 rail cars with an estimated, 30 to 35 actual freight boxes that were impacted. So this will take some time for them to bring in cranes to try to get things out of the way just so they can repair the tracks. So, just estimated from my previous experience, probably a couple of days and they'll have things back operational, but more than likely they'll be here working for quite some time.
Will that cause any shutdowns on this road again?
Some things may go down to one lane for a limited time while they move things in and out, but we don't expect this to shut down.
Talk about 10 years ago. How rare is it you guys deal with derailment of this level? And just talk about the different agencies having to work together to contain a scene as large.
It's something we don't deal with every day. It's a low frequency, high risk incident in our world. It doesn't happen very often, but it's a huge risk to our folks because we don't know what's on the train. We don't know what's impacted. So as we start getting these calls from the public, obviously it's a lot of different agencies coming together. So we try to be interoperable as much as we can, whether that's an active shooter incident, train derailment, weather, disaster, tornado, anything like that. We're all, striving to work together the best we can.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.